All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio today, joined not by none other than Randy Angston. What's up, buddy?
How we doing?
Good. Growth Summit's coming up. You can feel the shadows getting longer, like the sun's going down behind the mountains, getting longer. FitProGrowthSummit.com. You're going to want to check that out. That's the June 8th through 10th. June 8th through 10th. We've got a pre-con with HSN Nutrition. If you haven't heard about HSN, they're big in the CrossFit space. They're going to help us, help you as gym owners introduce nutrition as a huge profit center in your business. That's our pre-con. That's before we even get the thing kicked off. And then we go right into our welcome mixer. And then the next morning we kick off with a workout. We've got a guest worker outer instructor.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 full days chock full of great content, how to grow your business, what's working now from people that are doing it, right? That's just not hypothetical. These are gym owners up on stage doing really, really well, and they're sharing everything. And I've told all the speakers, give it all away. And they all agree. Of course, yeah. I'm going to give it. Like, there's no like hypotheticals. This is like,
it's applicable.
Yeah,
all of it. Yep,
applicable.
Yeah, there you
get
go.
the thing done.
Can't believe I said it that well. Easy.
Well done. It is early in the morning. So FitProGrowthSummit.com. Grab your tickets now. There's limited seats, and you're going to want to be there. Trust me. Scottsdale, Arizona. So,
but if you're listening to this episode today, you're going to want to be there.
But
if you're listening to this episode, you're going to want to be at that Grow Summit.
Of course.
You're going to understand, that's for sure.
Oh, you're going to learn.
Yeah, you're going to learn today. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so this topic kind of comes up from, I got an email in my inbox the other day. We use a software called like Kismet. Ties into Mind Body. It's just this extra data extraction tool that just helps me analyze numbers. You know me, I like data. I like to know at all given times, and it's real time, right? It's like the day of. And I got an email that said, hey, your price going up. Just a reminder. And, I saw it a couple times. They give me a couple warnings, and then Zach's like, hey, did you see that we're getting our price raise? I was like, yep. And I didn't think much of it, right? And I just figured, because I'm a business owner, I get it, like the costs going up, and their justification for raising rates was we haven't raised them up in years. That was their justification. So, of course, that's the reason. You know what I mean? It's like that's their justification.
And that's okay. Well, I'll go one step further. We were talking about before the show, and I got a notification this week. Same thing. One of the, everything online, like TV and all those, like you have subscriptions for different channels and things and stuff you want to catch stuff on. And one of those came back, and they were raising my rates. I want to say it's going to like $15 or something a month, but I'm pretty sure I was paying $10 a month.
So
currently 50% increase in their service, with again nothing more than
it's raised.
The rates are going up. No reason why. No justification on why. Just, hey, we're raising our rates on you. And I haven't had this service for at most 3 months.
Interesting.
So that's why I wanted to throw that in there, because justification maybe, right? Like maybe Kismet has been around for 10 years and hasn't, or 5 years or whatever. And, all of us can kind of understand, hey, cost of operations, doing business gets more expensive. That's how they stay alive. We get that. But nowadays, that isn't a need, it seems. You know what I mean? Companies are just hitting you with
raises.
Yeah, rates are going up. I mean, obviously, with the things that we went through the last couple of years, there was plenty of reason. The cost of doing business went up. You had to raise your rates. We get that. But this is, we're going to talk about why.
Well, here's the thing. For the most part, the people accept it. For the most part,
Absolutely.
You listening are like, got it. It makes sense. The only industry that's not allowed to raise rates appears to be the fitness industry. Appears, because you listening have raised rates in the past and you got your ass kicked. You got slapped. You got beat up for it. I thought we were friends. Like, why are you raising my rates? It's like, I pay you enough already. You hear it all.
Yeah.
And we've got some Iron Circle members are kind of chattering on this. One of them, Ryan, is like, yeah, I can't believe the things I hear for working my ass off for 10 years, wherever it is, to build this where it is. And these people are on these old rates, and they don't, they leave, or they give me heat for raising the rates. And we had a great talk about it. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, why is this such a thing in the fitness industry, but no other industry has to deal with it? And I started like analyzing, what is it, right? Why is this? And I can't think of another industry, another business, another storefront service, or anything that meets with their clients multiple times a week in person, performs a service, and has that over a long period of time. Think of one. I can't. Chiropractors once in a while. It may be 3 times in a week, but then nothing. Hairstylist, nail salon, massage, auto dealers. Like, what other business do you see that person, your customer, on a regular basis, multiple times a week? And really, the only other one I thought of was like a bar.
You sure? Yeah,
you might see
5 days a week. You got that guy sitting there,
right?
Well, yeah, and I mean, not to speak ignorant to it, I haven't personally done it or anything like that, but I could understand. And I'm trying to compare it to similar services. Thinking about things that are in alignment with fitness and stuff, like maybe therapy, right? Like if you saw a therapist. Because I was thinking like training's a lot like that in a way. Mm-hmm. Maybe somebody sees a therapist once or twice a week or something like that, and it's just a continued.
Okay, I like where you're going with this. Okay, so a therapist. Let's put that on there. Let's put a therapist, a gym, like a personal training gym, and a bar, all up on the table here. The bar, you go, you sit down, you drink. There's no effort involved. You have a good time, you get a little wasty pants, and that's it. There's no work. The therapist, you sit on a couch and you talk and you get things off your chest, and it kind of feels good, right? Maybe. I haven't. The fitness industry, the personal training, you have to work your ass off. You hurt. You're out of breath. Your heart rate's high. Your hands are on your knees. You're sweating. It's miserable, right? And the other two, you just kind of, the service happens for you. Yeah, it's the almost more of the immediate gratification. I mean, we've said that forever about fitness. Like, I know. What we sell is so now I'm trying to put all these on the table and say, why is the fitness industry can't raise your rates without getting so much heat? And maybe it's because that personal connection, or maybe it's because the person doing the work almost feels like, I'm doing the work here. What am I really paying for other than you to kind of help me a little bit? I'm doing the work. I think that's a lot of it. I think and if you look at the service and how, hell, man, I think it's kind of all across the board. I think that there's some of it that's the expectation from the consumer on what they're receiving when it comes to the actual delivery of the service, right? Like you were saying. So do they equate the trainer in that time with nothing more than the written workout? And somebody who's standing there counting reps, right? Like, is that the perceived value for the consumer? They're obviously not putting it on their results yet, right? Because if we looked at fitness compared to a bar, compared to, I mean, hell, any other service, product, anything out there, we're selling something that these people, that it's changing lives. It's increasing the longevity of their lives. I mean, like, the value of what they're walking away with is invaluable compared to, I'm, as much as I love it, an old fashioned is not going to increase my life. In fact, expected it's probably exactly right. But the joy of sitting down and having that drink versus paying for a training session and having to go do that work, we can kind of understand why people flood to a bar and they resist walking into a gym. Right. And so at the end of the day, we have to take a step back as gym owners, personal trainers, people getting in this industry. And we have to make a decision. People don't want what we're selling. Correct. They just don't want it. So we have to understand that this business is hard. You can make it work. We've done it a bunch of times, but you have to understand, like, if you're not in this for the long run, there's no room for hobbyists here. Hell no. You're gonna go through the grinder, the meat grinder, and you're gonna pop out the other end like, what? You lost 10 years of your life and you have nothing to show for it. Other than bald head, gray hair, and you're overweight now and you're fully stressed. Like that's. But it's the truth of it. I mean, business is. We've had the beautiful opportunity to sit. I mean, especially from the seat that I've been in since we started ProFit. Like I've talked to hundreds, if not thousands, of gym owners, and the tiny percentage of them that are, and I don't want to, guys, I'm not trying to throw shade or gloom or doom, across all of this, but you have to be like, let's call a spade a spade. And to have a fitness business
that's providing you as the owner with a full-time income that doesn't demand you being in there 40, 50, 60 hours a week in order to trade your time for that income. You know, like we talk about all the time, most gym owners aren't gym owners, they're self-employed. And, you know, they're sitting in that cash flow quadrant. And that's okay. But if you're looking at this vehicle as a means to an end, as, you know, oh, I'm going to grow my business and I'm going to sell it and I'm going to be able to retire on that, or, you know, all of these ideas and beliefs, the fact of the matter is the industry does not support that, right? And I think, like we're saying, a lot of it's the fact that it's a difficult position to be in. The ownership, the delivery, what we sell is not something that everybody wants. Mm-hmm. And so the skill set that it takes to be a gym owner is massive. I mean, I would put a gym owner in any other industry and I'd feel confident that they could do a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, we talk about that in our Iron Circle a lot.
It's been a running joke for us. I mean, let's sell seashells or flowers or like things people like enjoy,
right?
You know, not burpees and kettlebell swings.
And so the stark reality is that's it. So
Correct.
Now you have to make a decision. Are you in this for the long haul? Are you all in? Or if you're not, it's time to make a decision to get out of the industry.
Absolutely.
Because again, you're going to get ran over. Now, all this being said, and again, no doom and gloom here, there's a lot of you listening that this is providing great lifestyle for you. You're doing really, really well. And you need to be proud of that. You have to be proud of that, because if you're not proud of it, nobody else is going to be proud of it, right? In fact, most of the people around you, I hate to say it, want to see you fail.
Absolutely.
That's just crabs in the bucket mentality of life.
One of my favorite, and then again, maybe this is the doom and gloom side of it, was a coach that told me, you know, there's no reason to complain. 80% don't give a damn. The other 20 want to see you fail. And I'm like, wow, that is, you got nobody in your corner, huh? But I mean, like, the truth of it is crabs in a bucket. People either, it's very rare you see somebody that is pushing others to do better.
That's why the Iron Circle is so special.
Amen.
It is so special because there's so many people in there winning, in there high-fiving each other. They're genuinely happy to see the other person winning. Mm-hmm. And it's the best feeling in the world, because it didn't exist. It doesn't exist. In normal circumstances, a group of like-minded people that are all driven and aren't jealous or they want you to lose so they can win. None of that mentality exists in this group, and it was designed that way from day one. And if you're not in a group like that, you're missing out, one, but two, you got to go find that group. Absolutely. because your life changes quickly.
And it's not that it's not competitive in the fact of, you know, the pushing positively, right? This constant support, the, hey, I know we can do this, you can do this. There is that competitive drive, you know, but it's done almost with let's just throw out all of the analogies today. The rising tide raises all ships mentality, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you put a little bit into that group and everybody sees success with that information. And that's the way, like, that's a beautiful thing, is you got an idea that you do really well. The other gym owners, you know, can benefit from that. You share that idea. They're sharing ideas and things that you can benefit from. And the lot raises, you know, grows together. Mm-hmm. You know, we've worked with a lot of facilities, and I mean, there's nobody in that group that has that cold, shut off, restrictive kind of personality. You know what I mean? Everybody's open, willing to share, because they know that at the end of the day, it's the information, everything it has to, all the application and the work has to come after it. Yep. It's all that's going to depend on the results at the end of the day, not just knowing it. And everybody can benefit at their own ability to go implement that, you know, those lessons, that change in the gym. And they do, and they win. And it's pretty awesome to see, feel, hear about it. The screenshots. I mean, I'm going to share this because this is one of the most amazing things that I've seen in there. You know, one of our first coaching client, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. He's here in town. He's a CrossFit, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, we work with him, and we were kind of like up front. We were like, we're developing this as we go. We were there holding hands with him the whole time. And, you know, his gym allowed him to do other things. He bought the volleyball academy, he bought a building and all these other things because of, you know, being able to kind of step out of the gym. The gym was making some more money. He took a screenshot of his bank account and posted it in that group. And everybody was like super happy, but I was like, amen to this. This guy's life's changed. Yes. Guys, it was over 7 figures of cash just sitting in his account because of the decisions he made
to change his life and do things and take risks, but surrounding himself with those people.
And he bet on himself. That was a big thing. I mean, when he came to us, he had belief in what they had as far as the business, the potential and all of that. He's an ex, athlete, wife, collegiate athlete. They're regimented, they're disciplined. They have everything it took. They just didn't know, they were kind of they were just too much into it, and they didn't know how to arrange the parts to make it all come together better. And they did. They literally took every dime that they had, bet on themselves, paid for our coaching, and to their benefit, they did the work that we recommended, and their lives changed. It wasn't just their cash flow, like you said. It was, they are in an entirely different position.
Yep.
Jeff said it himself. He would not have been in a position to make the moves needed with the volleyball academy and do those things to get those results had he not done what he needed for the fitness business to get where it needed to be. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest takeaway from all of it was his time. I remember they had 11 or 17 independent trainers. 13 trainers. It was madhouse in their business. We gave him some direction, some alignment, and he picked up the ball and he ran with it and did it well.
Yeah.
But it definitely started with the fact of he believed in it. He knew that he couldn't continue just playing small, right? It was going to demand big change for the big results. Had to happen, and he took that leap and look where he is on the other side of it.
Yeah, he's super. He's doing really well. I think at one of his videos he said I had less than $1,000 in his account after he bought our coaching. So he laid it all out on the line. He went from 3 figures to 7 figures, basically, over a couple years. Right? Yep. It doesn't happen tomorrow, but he went all in. And that's what this episode's about, right? He decided he wasn't going to give up, throw a towel in. He said, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that this works. And, look at him now. And that story is not uncommon. We have so many of those stories. And I think we need to do a better job about sharing those. We kind of keep them to ourselves. And it's kind of almost, I don't know, it's almost like expected, kind of internally. Of course, it's not even a surprise anymore when somebody has their best year of all time. And it's like, of course.
They're running the play.
Of course you're having the best year of all time because they went all in. And so the point of this episode is that this business is hard, but you can win in it if you go all in. And if you're not willing to do that, get the hell out now.
Absolutely.
Well, you still have plenty of time to do something else. And it's no tough love, but honestly, it is. This is your livelihood, right? This is your business.
Shine a brighter light on it. If you're in a position right now and you're a gym owner and you're looking at the business and you're not, cash flow positive month over, if you're not controlling and you're not confident that this month your income is going to exceed your expenses, if all of that stuff's not already happening, guys, I'm not going to sit here and say anything else. You need to do something now. If the problem's not going to go away, you're not going to find another 6-week challenge that's going to get you out of that hole. You're not running a profitable business. That's the facts. If there's so much more you can do. It sounds rough. It sounds harsh. It sounds straight to the point. But guys, this is your saving grace. I talk to gym owners years and years and years into this situation. I would much rather have a call with you and I laughing than you crying, telling me that you're going to lose everything because you can't figure out how to make it work. The game it's not as difficult as it needs to be when you know where your time and attention needs to be spent. The fact of the matter is you're spending too much time on the training floor, you're running back to your comfort, and you're doing the things that have got you where you're at, not the things that are going to get you where you're going. And if you want that change, you need to make a change. The things you're doing right now in business are not working. Obviously I'm a little passionate about this, and
sure.
Because this is what we do. When you look at your clients and you know that you can help them, but they're not telling you that they're drinking a bottle of wine every night, or they're snacking after dinner, or when you know all of the variables, it's really easy to get somebody the result. And that's what we do with the fitness business. So the way that you treat your clients, the way you handle your clients is exactly how we look at your business. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at all of those variables, tell you which ones to focus on, which ones to not. This is what you need to execute. You go, you run that play, and you get a win, period.
It's pretty simple. It is. It's the playbook of business success. Playbook, we'll put a coin on that one, coin it. But yes, it doesn't need to be as difficult as some of you make it. There is no 6-week challenge that's going to save your business. Doing the right things continuously over and over is going to get you there, and we're happy to help. So hopefully this episode kind of either one raises some red flags for you, or like makes you more aware of anything, of anything else. It made you more aware. If you're doing well, congratulations, pat yourself on the back, because this is one of the hardest industries that I'm aware of, honestly. Maybe the restaurant business too, but it's tough and it's a grind. And so you can make it, but you got to go all in on this one. So hopefully that helps change your perspective. Yep. That's it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. That's it for this one. Until next episode, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.